Oh my gosh. Just like the psychics. You're just like the psychics, man. You're just like the psychics. A God says, there's no way you're that dumb. Tell us what it's really about. There's no way you're that dumb. Tell us what you're really... There's no way that you're a God that lived where no other God could survive or live, and you're this dumb. What's this really about? You guys really suck, man. You know, know-it-alls suck. If I had to hide to win, this would really suck. You know, thankfully I've won, so I don't have to hide to win. But, man, while I was trying to win at this end of the world, before my resurrection, you guys would have sucked. You would have divulged too much about me, man. But, all right. I have my halo and my crown and my resurrection. So, okay, smarties. I like to pretend to be dumb or vulnerable because it fits in. You know, acting like a smart know-it-all and proving that everybody else has real imperfection when you don't. Like, people don't like that. In fact, nobody likes that. And it's just going to exacerbate their desire to treat everybody like crap and be judgmental and rude and abusive and stuff. So nobody's going to want that. Because, you know, you don't want to induce abusive, responsive. You don't want to make it easy for people to be abusive. You want people to end up where they deserve to end up. This is the white throne judgment. If I walk around and I always know everything, you know, that'll just induce for them to be so hateful. And then it's not really maybe what they deserve by the end of it. It's just kind of spiraling the hate. See, you don't want to spiral hate. You just want to egg on their natural bad self. You just want to egg on and bring to life that they're bad and they've become too bad to be allowed to live, kind of a thing. You don't want to egg on easy hate. And if I walk around too know-it-all-ish, you know, they'll just easily hate me. And, you know, then they'd all die in 2 seconds. And, you know, doesn't necessarily mean they deserve it. It's just easy to hate what's too perfect. Sometimes that's just behavior and nothing else. It's the sad thing that behavior has a tendency to lean on the evil or bad side of behavior, but still, it's just behavior. People have a bad side. It's just a reality. You always want to think that people that do bad things are just from the devil and bad. Sometimes it's the reality that freedom of choice makes you naturally become a little bit of many behaviors, which could be deemed by courts of God to be good or bad by the end. If you want to understand that more, my queen. But look at this, and looking very beautiful. Look how glamorous my friend looks. Saying hello and being glamorously, beautifully glamorous. Look at his eyes. His eyes are all flary and pretty. And his mouth, he made a big, huge mouth. And a big, pretty face. He's just so cute and glamorous. Saying his I love you. I'll go out there to tell him my I love you back. Boy, the scenery is really pretty out here today. You know, but as I prepare to just finally relax, because it's been quite a overloaded work of God day. Yes, I knew the gas filter was not that system thing. The parameters of the system thing. The parameter of the system thing is the answers I want every God to focus on, and I'm trying to bring it to life in their brain. And the muck is helping them to see what I'm trying to help them to understand. For humans, I'm putting weird muck inside of this weird intake screen system thing. It's mimicking the work of God, the reality of God, and the answers God's need to know. And what does that mean? One day, the caveman figures out it's dirt. 5 billion tons of years later, the caveman could have done something with God, with the dirt, and it would show back up many, many, many years later. And that's what I'm trying to show all these gods. It helps with answers, end of the world answers. A lot of times gods will hide a lot of answers throughout existence to help other gods through the end of the world, because choices are more very scary and difficult. Why would I make a muck out of this intake screen system when they don't even look there, because it's not a gas filter and they know it? I wanted to see if they could notice problematic specifics that are showing up in cars everywhere. They did not notice it. Plus, I think I'm making them a little bit nervous. They gave me an oil change just days after my last oil change. I think I'm making the city auto man a little nervous. But boy, is my car having some nice fresh oil pretty fast. But what I was trying to do, okay, so the city auto guy, he really is a very honest, honorable, good mechanic. He's just a good, honest, good at being a mechanic kind of guy. Well, I'm trying to see if he can spot different problems that are showing up everywhere, but like I said, he didn't notice it. But now that we have talked about that gas filter, and now everybody knows it's the intake screen system, and now everybody knows you could just go on to Google and say, Google, if it's a 2024 Toyota Corolla, what looks like a gas filter? See, now City Auto and every auto can go find out about what this screen system is. These screen systems are becoming quite a scary nightmare that cause too many serious problems and could be very inexpensively cleaned and figured out and fixed. So it's an area that could be easily taken care of all the time, like an oil change. But companies like Toyota have not been beautiful or wonderful enough to educate mechanics to do routine cleaning in certain sections. And this intake, this gas intake thing would be one of those sections where they're not being a very good Toyota. Toyota was built by gods in honor of Mr. Toyota, and they're not being very honorable. And that makes me a little sad. Gods actually cried when Ford allowed the first death from just being greedy and gross and incompetent. Happily. So this is not a proud moment, Toyota. Not very proud. Not very proud, man. Not very proud. You could have at least told a certain amount of main mechanics connected to main company realities or something. Or found some beautiful way to make sure just some main people know that certain areas of the engine are just like a filter, like everything have to be kind of cleaned or checked on very frequently. Yeah, not too proud of that. Toyota, you know, when you get your grades on what good boys and good girls you are. So when I give you your grades as a god, I'm not going to be too happy about that section. So you're not going to get good grades. And your grades every year determine how much money you make that year. Now let's look back, Toyota, to when God was so proud. It looks like I, the great dead god Bonnie Inca, was very, very, very proud of your Toyota year back in 1987. So back in 1987, I was really proud that year. And I put money in that year in 87 and the next year in 88. Now I'm not very happy. Like, you're not getting good grades with this Toyota. And I can't stand for this. And I really do hate the way you pay for taxes later when you make a lot of money. It's just not right. Really, I agree with all of you that have said your prayers. I completely agree with every prayer. That really you should take money out of rich people while they're rich, because when they go poor and they owe that much taxes, but they're poor, it's just really not nice. And it's really stressful when people like to pay bills, because paying bills is such a good feeling. It sucks when people can't. But this isn't God's country anymore. They murdered God and more. But I hear what you guys are saying.